Hello, my friends. In today's show, we have amazing guest. Today's guest is Jonathan Howard. He's our social media expert, and he is owner of Success on Social, amazing course which will help you to master your social media. Also, Jonathan is storytelling expert, and I love his approach to authentic branding. And today we're going to talk a lot about how he mastered his video skills, how that helped him in his fantastic, amazing course, and how these new skills will help you to master social media through his course. You will also learn something new about how to manage your social media and become successful on social. Hi, Jonathan. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
I am amazing. And so let's talk about your journey in Visibility Gym, because you are my best student. You joined, I think, all Visibility Gyms. And I want to ask about your experience because I know that's really valuable. The thing is that you absolutely know how the program was developed and what kind of evolution it took. And I know that every single time you learn something new. But today I want to ask about your first experience. So before Visibility Gym, why did you start with video learning at all? Why did you need it?
I needed to show up in my business on video, and I knew there was a need for it. I just did not really comfortably know how to do it. So for a little while, I'd created a persona that it still works for me, but you never want to have a persona out there because it's not authentic. And that persona couldn't look at the camera. He couldn't make connections with people on video. It, I look back at it now and it was really bad. But I was struggling. I knew I needed to do video and I didn't really have a clue how to do it. So that's when Visibility Gym came up, I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And then after the first challenge, I was like, okay, I'm not going to do this. But I pushed through it, and it was hard. It was definitely a switch for me. It was uncomfortable. But it was, I think back to it now and I'm like, wow, that was hard. And that was probably the hardest challenge I've ever had to do. But it was also, it got me to be somewhere where I could actually control myself and make connections with people and look at the camera. I still have a little bit of trouble with that, but just it was a huge progress in that one.
Yeah, and I remember that for the first 3 days, you were struggling so much that I actually reached you out on the messenger and I was like, Jonathan, that is not serious. And we had a very harsh conversation, which you after that told me that it was fine, it was okay. And I felt like, oh my God, he will never do video again. I was so rude. Oh my God. And I didn't even know him, but I see such amazing potential. Why did I that? Why I was so harsh? Oh my gosh.
We had a conversation. It was definitely a conversation, but I felt like you were being very honest with, what I was doing, because it wasn't very good. And I did need to have kind of definitely a breakthrough in order to connect to the camera and people and understand what I needed to do to show up. So I definitely appreciate that, because I think if we hadn't had that conversation, it might be a different story right now. So
Yes, because I think that after the third video, you start showing up in such a way that I was impressed and in a way shocked, because you were incredibly honest. The videos were not perfect, but you learned how to overcome that fear. It was like absolutely different person suddenly show up.
yeah, it was. I remember I had trouble on that fourth day, like getting things set up, and I had to change like where I was sitting, and I changed it, and it just felt better. It was interesting. I'm sure there was a whole lot of subconscious blocks that had been removed, but that was definitely, the start of my journey, let's say, because I've progressed since then, hopefully. But it was definitely the start of my video journey that happened on that fourth day of Visibility Gym.
I love it. So how was the situation, the experience of the visibility gym after that? Because that's an interesting thing. I'm interviewing people and they sharing the experience after one visibility gym journey, but you took, I think, 4 or 5 gyms, right?
I'm in my 5th visibility gym right now. We got like 3 more videos to do. So yeah, I'm in the 5th visibility gym. The experience after one was I jumped in and started doing video in my group, and I started to connect with my group and was able to really build my business off of those live videos. And it helped with my webinars, and it helped with me making just connections in general, especially when everything went online this past year. I don't know that I would have had any success in my business without the video if I hadn't done it. But throughout the visibility gyms, each one has been just as rewarding as the first, honestly, for me, because I've learned something new in each one, which is a credit to everything that Eve puts in there. And if you really jump into it and think that you're going to learn something and you put your mind to it, you can learn something, because there's a lot to learn when it comes to video. You can do video well, but there's still more to learn. And she has all of that more to learn. So Visibility Gym works really well if you're new to video and you want to learn just how to do it and how to show up, or if you want to learn how to be more dramatic in your presentations, or how to use the light, or how to understand composition. There's always a lesson there that you can learn and put to good use. So each gym has been such a rewarding experience because I've learned something new and I've pushed myself to do something new. And it's amazing how, I mean, I look at my first video, every time I do Visibility Gym, I look at the videos from the previous gyms and I look at my first video and I'm like, wow, it's not the same person.
And at this point, I want to show your first video and I want to show the video from the last 5th visibility gym for people just to see it.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jonathan Howard, and I am the owner of JRH Graphics. About 5 years ago, if anybody had told me that I would be doing live video as part of my business, I would have run the other way. I am terrified of video. I don't like the way I look on video. I don't like the way I sound on video. And I don't like the way I move my hands on video. But part of my business has become that because I help businesses tell their story on social media and beyond. And right now, the only way to really get across your point on social media and get more people engaged is on video. So that's why I'm doing this challenge, is to really help myself and my clients do a better job on video, tell their story, and really engage people on video. I'm going to be listening to lots of what Eve has to say. I'm going to be doing my best to be a good participant in this challenge, and hopefully stop looking in every which direction, and really be able to learn how to engage with the audience and be better on live video is really my goal. So again, my name is Jonathan Howard. I live in New York with my two puggles, and I have a family that surrounds me in the New York area. I've lived in DC as well as Boston. So right now I live in upstate New York, about an hour north of New York City, and it's me and my two puggles, and my business, which is run out of my home. So that's me. Hopefully it's a little bit about me, and yeah, this is why I don't do live video. Anyway, thank you very much for tuning in, and I will talk to you guys soon, hopefully. Take care.
I don't know where to start. It's so much stuff. And I don't know, every single time I turn around, I have to do something new. Every time I turn around, it changes. It's different. It's so much stuff. How am I going to know when, how, what? It just doesn't even make sense anymore. I know
friend told me to call somebody. I had to get the number from her. She said he was a lifesaver, and I need a lifesaver right now. I really need a lifesaver right now. Social media is hard. It's hard when you don't have the tools. It's hard when you don't know what you should be doing. It's hard. But it doesn't have to be hard. We can work with you through the system that we developed. When I first started doing social media for my first clients, I didn't have this idea of doing social media and telling your story. It came out of the frustration of not getting people and not connecting with people on social media that I was having with my clients. The 9 Essential Posts was developed to help me stay on top of the content that I needed to create. Because just like Frank, I was overwhelmed. It was so much happening. And back then, social media was easy. I totally understand why right now you're overwhelmed on social media. There's so many things happening, and it's all happening so fast. So many changes. But we can make it better. When we tell your story on social media, you don't have to worry about all the newest things because it's easy. Because you know your story. You can tell your story, and that's going to be your big differentiator. You can tell your story, and you're going to be able to connect with people because it's you. It's your authentic self. We help you tell your story. We help you get back to doing things that you like in your business because we know that people don't necessarily like doing social media. We understand that, but we can make it fun. We can help you tell your story. And by we, I mean me, because I'm saying we, like it's more than one. I can help you really tell your story and connect with people and use that as your main differentiator, because when you use your story as your main differentiator, nobody can compete with you. So the 9 Essential Posts, plus everything that I teach you, is all going to help you really connect with people and make a difference in your social media. So, if you are interested, Success on Social Media 101 is a mini course that starts on February 23rd, and I would love to have you join me in that course because that course is going to make such a huge difference in your business. I can promise you it will change your ideas, it'll help you understand how to create content, and it's only $398. It's $398 for 4 weeks, plus 2 bonus sessions and office hours, so you are set for 6 sessions with me for $398. So it's a great opportunity for you to learn how to conquer your content in 2021, and I hope to see you there. Take care, guys. This has been fun.
So I hope, guys, you are impressed. Jonathan, now tell me how these video skills impacted your business. Did you see any difference between your business without videos and your business with videos, which I'm proving every single time with Visibility Gym?
Yeah, no difference at all. I saw, I saw an incredibly, like a difference at every level of my business, from the attraction of people to the connection with people in my group to being able to really show up in different ways and in unique ways for me that really, it really helped me connect. It helped me, and not only just on video, but also in presentations and webinars, and the ability to teach with everything that I did was all impacted by the ability and the learning that I did in Visibility Gym, because you don't realize how much, it impacts your presentations, and it impacts the way you hold yourself and the way that you tell your stories, and the way, because you get an understanding of how people receive it when you do video. So when you bring it back, and I brought all of it back to my business, and I think I went live like for the first month every day, or something like that. It was a lot of lives, and I got comfortable with it, and then that allowed me to grow, and everything that stemmed from that got better. So my group has grown tremendously. I think when I started Visibility Gym, I think I had about 44 people in the group. And I've got almost 400 people in the group now. And I'm very happy that 300 of them are active every month. So, they're engaged, they're learning, they're doing stuff. So it's really fun to be able to connect with people in that way, especially with everything that happened last year and having to do everything on Zoom and having to connect with people without being able to connect with people. Cause networker, I go out and I meet people, and not being able to do that, having to do it on Zoom and on video, I wouldn't have been able to do it. So, from there, and then my teaching of classes has been it's changed so much, and there's just so much more comfort, and the ability to just go out there and share my knowledge is so much easier. I don't have panic attacks every time I go to teach a class or do a webinar, or even just get on and do a presentation for a local networking group or local school board. I'm trying to think who else I've done, presentations for, and I've been comfortable doing it on video.
So I want to ask you, what exactly do you do? Share with us some amazing ideas about social media, and what do you think is really important? Because I know people give tons of the tools, and they're like, yeah, do this, do that, share pictures, use some hashtags and stuff like this. And I know that important, but I know that you teach something which is much, much deeper and much, much more useful. So share with us these ideas and tell us more about Success on Social course.
Absolutely. So, the tools are useful. They're good, but it doesn't matter. You can use all the tools in the world. If you're not showing up as yourself, you're not going to actually get anybody. There's nobody going to care about just a whole bunch of pictures and a whole bunch of things that you're putting out there if you're not showing up as yourself. I think one of the most important things, and things that everybody forgets with social media, is you have to show up as yourself. You have to be there, because people don't buy your product. They don't care about your product. I almost cursed there. I'm sorry. They really care about you. They're buying you when they're looking to purchase something. They're buying you. They're going to buy from somebody they like, know, and trust. And you have to show up on your social media. Otherwise, they're not going to buy from you. So I think that's something that's really, really important, and something that is often overlooked. So, you have to show up as yourself, and then you need to look at social media as a place to build relationships, to build an audience of people that actually care about you and actually care what happens to you day to day. And that's why it's important to not just put out sales stuff and content that's talking about your business and all that. People want to see you, and they want to build a relationship with somebody that it feels like you're their best friend, somebody they go for a drink with. And that's something that's so important, and people miss all the time on social media. And that's what I try to do and try to teach people, is how to use those tools, but use those tools around something different, around their story, around what's happening in their business and day to day, because it's hard to create content. There's no doubt content is hard, but if you create it around what's happening in your business and what really matters to you, so people can connect with you, then it's a lot easier than just trying to come up with all this stuff. It's not just stuff. And really, the most important thing is that you need to share your story authentically. You need to show up really as yourself and share what really matters to you, what you really connect with, what you really value. Because if you're not showing up authentically, people are going to see through that. If you're showing up as a version of yourself, whatever version you want, the perfect version, nobody believes the perfect version exists anymore. Instagram used to think that like 5 years ago. We've moved past that. We know there's no perfection out there. So if you're showing up pretending to be perfect, people see through that and you're not going to really connect on social media. Show up as yourself, imperfect, making mistakes, bumbling over your words sometimes. I do all of that. And I still have a connection on social media. I still have people that care about what I do because I'm showing up as myself. And I think that's something everybody really needs to understand is if you show up as yourself, doesn't matter how many mistakes you make. As long as you're showing up as yourself and you have value to offer these people, then they're going to continue coming back. So it's really showing up as yourself, having that value, helping people through problems that they're struggling with. All of that matters. Perfection doesn't matter. So, with all that I teach, I really focus on those main ideas to help people get past their blocks on social media because they're worried about showing up as perfect and somebody not seeing them as an expert and somebody not understanding what they really mean and trying to just create all these beautiful, perfect, huge courses in life and all this perfection and their children are perfectly behind them, all happy and sitting. We know that's not real. So show up as you really are. Show up. If the dogs are barking, it's okay. The dogs bark. There's just this understanding, especially now, that we have to be real because that's what people want to buy from real people.
So what specifically do you teach in Success on Social? Because I took the program and I have to tell you that was absolutely amazing. So I didn't complete it yet and I'm a bad student, but many ideas actually were really, really useful because I learned a lot about the different types of posts and how to use them on Instagram and then reuse the content and how to use all these technical things. But more importantly, the things which were really impressed me, the take on the authentic storytelling. So that was really important to me. And I know that different students from Jonathan's program actually take different ideas because they are all on a different level as well. So I want to ask you, can you just describe what are most important things in your course, in your opinion?
So in my opinion, there's a lot of tools in my course, things like the 9 essential posts, which are incredibly important to help you focus on what kind of content you should be putting out there. The 9 essential posts is a great framework. There's a lot of those tools, learning how to do hashtags, learning all that stuff. But really, everything kind of focuses on how you tell your authentic story, how you do it on social media so that people understand who you are, what you value, and what you offer for them, because those are 3 really important things that people want to know. And that's where we kind of focus on creating all this stuff and giving you all these tools so that you can show up and tell your story on social media.
I love it. So tell us more about how people can connect with you.
Sure. People can connect. They can go directly to successon.social and they can find me there, or they can shoot me an email or find me on Instagram and just shoot me a direct message. I love to talk to people, especially on Instagram. So they can reach me there or just go directly to successon.social. No .com needed.
I love it. So absolutely, I would recommend you to connect with Jonathan because first of all, he's an amazing expert. Second, you definitely need to follow him on Instagram, on Facebook, everywhere, because he posting amazing pictures. And that's a big part of his talent, which we didn't talk about today. But lads, that will be amazing surprise for you because he's very talented photographer. His brand is very bright and fruitful and vibrant and beautiful. So if you will follow him on Instagram and on all other social media, you will never regret because you will get a lot of knowledge and you will also connect with his amazing art. So thank you so much, Jonathan, for being on this interview.
Thank you, Eve. I loved it. Appreciate it.
social media, but that's in a minute. What should I ask you? Okay, cool. What would I have to ask you?
I don't know. I forgot the third one. I was going somewhere with that.
I forgot to tell about your course. I love it. So, how do you forget about it?